Oh my gosh. So Carnegie, he wants to come to the flaw of fasting. And he went for 6 days and 6 nights without eating. And for him, like fasting, I don't know if you guys have ever fasted before. It's kind of cool. It's interesting. I've done a 6-day fast. It's not difficult. You're less hungry at the end of the 6th day than he was at the end of the 2nd day. Just kind of like a cool way to like show that you have control over your body and sort of up that significance. And as he went through this process, he had this realization, he had this epiphany. Because there are people that you know, right? And maybe like you would literally think that they committed a crime, right? If they let their families or their employees go for 6 days without food, right? Because like food is so important. They'll let their family go 6 days, 6 weeks, sometimes even 60 years without giving them a hearty appreciation that they crave almost as much as food. Yet nobody gives it out. And if you can do that, you will change the lives of everyone around you, and they will want to be with you more than anyone else and contribute to you more than anyone else because you make them feel significant. When Alfred Launt, one of the greatest actors of all time, played the leading role in Reunion in Vienna, he said, "There is nothing I need so much as nourishment for my self-esteem." People care about themselves. We nourish our bodies and our children and our friends and employees, but seldom do we nourish their self-esteem. We provide them with roast beef and potatoes that build energy, but we neglect to give them kind words of appreciation that would sing in their memories for years, like the music of the morning stars. Paul Harvey, in one of his radio broadcasts, the rest of the story, he told how showing sincere appreciation can change a person's life. He reported that years and years ago in Detroit, a teacher asked Stevie Morris to help find a mouse that was lost in the classroom. She appreciated the fact that nature had given Stevie something no one else in the room had. Given Stevie a remarkable pair of ears to compensate for his blind eyes, right? And she focused not on his weaknesses, but she focused on his strengths. She gave praise and kindness to his strength, and it gave an act of appreciation for what he did. This is like literally the first time in his life he was asked to find like where these rats were that Stevie had ever been given appreciation or shown appreciation for his talented ears. And years later, Stevie says that single act of appreciation was the beginning of a new life, because from that time on, he developed his gift of hearing, and went on to become, under the stage name Stevie Wonder, one of the great pop singers and songwriters of the 70s. How cool is that? Now you might be thinking, about this text, about this information, and going through this book, and thinking, oh, hooey, flattery, burial. I've tried that stuff. It doesn't work. Not with intelligent people. Of course, flattery seldom works with discerning people. It is shallow. It is selfless. It is insincere. The goal is by no means. It's not flattery, right? Like you've got to be genuine. And as you go through this whole process, and as you continue to develop these social skills, like you have to be real. You have to be sincere. Because if you're not, you'll fail. And people, like some people, like they're so hungry, they're so thirsty for appreciation that they will literally swallow anything, just as like a starving man will eat grass and fish worms. And some people will eat flattery up, but like that's not the way really to create long-term success and build these really powerful relationship assets that will last for the rest of your life. Like to get to this point, you need to base it not on flattery, you need to be genuine, right? Because the moment that you're genuine, the moment that you are like wholehearted and in reality and in total sync with others, it just changes everything. Even like Queen Victoria, right? She was susceptible to flattery. Prime Minister, Benjamin Disraeli, like confessed that he put on the thing, like he would basically just like flatter the Queen and spread it on with a trowel, whatever, right? He's one of the most polished, aristocrats ever. And this is why, like, politicians and aristocrats are so successful, right? Because, like, they can, like, really make people feel happy. But, like, in the long run, right, like flattery will do like more harm than good, and it's just not the strat. It's not the way to go. And it's like counterfeit, right? Like counterfeit money. So it just doesn't work, right? Like eventually, if you keep trying to use it, like you're going to get caught. You know, the FBI's gonna come. They're gonna be like, hey, dude, that's fake money. You're going to jail. And it's the same thing with your relationships, right? They will like fall apart. People will realize that it's not real if you use like this fake money, right? Which is like super crazy. And so like you can't pass yourself off like somebody else. And the difference like that you need to focus on, right, between like appreciation and flattery, and you're focusing again on appreciation versus flattery. It's pretty simple, right? Appreciation is sincere and flattery is bogus. One comes from the heart, right? And the other one comes from the teeth. One is, and this is a big one, this is so important, and this is why you need to like be committed to your connections, is more than just like ways to get things that you want. One is unselfish and one is selfish. Gotta focus on the right one, right? One is universally admired and the other one is universally condemned. You gotta focus on appreciation, right? Cut out the flattery crap. It doesn't freaking work. You know, Carnegie, he recently saw like a huge bust of a Mexican hero, General of Burgon in Mexico City. And below the bust were like carved these wise words from the general and about his philosophy. And he said, don't be afraid of enemies who attack you. Be afraid of the friends who flatter you. So please, do not like try to flatter people. It's not the way to walk through life, and it's not the way to succeed. Like what Carnegie is promoting here, what Dale he wants is, it's like a new way of life, a new way of appreciation, a new way of connecting with individuals to make them feel significant. King George V, he had a set of 6 maxims displayed on the walls of his study in Buckingham Palace. And one of these said, you know, teach me neither to proffer, to give, right, nor receive what's you not want, cheap praise. Because this crap is terrible, and it will crush all the legitimacy in your life, and it's so bad. Because that's all flattery is, right? It's cheap praise. Like flattery is literally just telling the other person precisely what he or she thinks about themselves, and use whatever language you will, but you cannot say anything but what you are. And if all we have to do is flatter people, like everyone will sort of realize that, right? And so like it just doesn't work, right? And you can try, but like flattery will just fundamentally break away and fall away, and it just isn't the strat. It's not the way to do it. It's not the way to go. You know, if we're looking at like definite problems, we usually spend what, like 95% of the problem of our time thinking about ourselves. As you approach, you know, these problems, you spend what, like 95, like so much of your time, right, is spent thinking about ourselves, and so little is spent thinking about like other people. And that's the problem, right? So what you have to do is you have to stop thinking about ourselves for a while and think about what other people want. What are their points of view? What are their good points? And if you do that and you just focus on this 5% of the other person's point of view, you don't have to resort to flattery that is cheap and false. It can be seen instantly. And instead, you can focus on praising what the other person's saying and saying, wow, that's genius, you're so smart, you're amazing. You can appreciate them. And appreciation is just one of the most like neglected things ever, and it's so powerful, so great. You know, like people just forget to praise their sons or their daughters or whatever when they bring home a good report card, but they fail to encourage their kids when they have their first success with baking a cake or building a birdhouse. And nothing can overcome that, right? Like people want nothing more than appreciation, and all these kids want, like all anybody wants more than any kind of interest is just interest and approval. And if you can give somebody interest, if you can give somebody approval, you will literally change their lives and your life. You'll make them so much happy. It's like so powerful. It's insane. So like the next time that you enjoy like, you know, a steak, right? Like Carnegie says to send word to the chef that it was excellently prepared. And like all that's gonna do, right, is make this guy happy. And if you can make that guy happy, like that positivity is gonna come back in your life one way or another, and it's gonna impact you, and it's gonna let you grow, and it's gonna let you succeed. And it's gonna be so powerful and impactful. It's insane. Or when a salesperson, he shows you like extreme courtesy, like freaking mention it, right? And say, wow, I am so thankful for you. Thank you so much. Like if you just say thank you more in your life, you'll be happier, and other people will be happier, and they'll like literally gravitate towards you. Why is that? Because giving thanks gives others a feeling of importance. And that's the key to the success that you desire. It's by letting these audiences receive like a ripple of appreciation and nice comments. And it applies in like literally all aspects of it, everything you desire. Like with any of your relationship, you must realize that like people have a huge and insatiable hunger and desire for appreciation. And it is literally a legal tender that all people enjoy. Everybody wants appreciation, and they all assign significant value to it. If you give it to people, they will love you. You think like, why do people, wait, do I even have an example? Let's see, what's something where you give appreciation? Bam, got it, okay. You think about like why people, tip the guy who washes their car, or love the guy that comes and just scrapes off their windshield at the gas station, or gives them that little extra bonus, that little extra something that makes them feel a little bit more important. Like they show appreciation towards someone, and so they will reflect it back. Like the way you treat people comes back to you. And so if you appreciate others and you care about them, they will appreciate you and care about you. And so like you're feeding them and they're feeding you. It's this mutual thing, right? Because there is an abundance of appreciation and significance in the world. And so like as you start to go up this curve and help more and more people appreciate themselves and grow and succeed, all of a sudden, what is so cool is that at the exact same time, like they're gonna help you too. And so you have this collective curve that combines both of you and has this huge impact together, where it's like twice what you would be as an individual, because you're both coming together and you both have this collective impact that's huge, because your appreciation bounces off and it multiplies onto them and onto others that they treat and that they connect with, and it just grows. And that's why it's so powerful to just start the chain of events and to get people appreciative, to get people going, and to get people succeeding, because it changes like all aspects of everything you do, which is so cool. Just like try, like leave little friendly trails of sparks of gratitude on your daily trips, and you'll be surprised how many of them will set small flames of friendship that will soon rise to be huge beacons by your next visit, just by giving small acts. It's just insane. Like even the nicest little small things, if you do it over and over again consistently, like you'll just start to build friends and make friends just constantly. Even if you're not like doing anything unique and you're just being yourself, like that's the goal, right? And that's what you can do, which is so amazing. Pamela Dunham of New Fairfield, Connecticut, was one of Dale Carnegie's students. And one of her responsibilities was to supervise a janitor who was doing like a really bad job at this facility, right? And he just wasn't doing a good job cleaning up, and it was like this car place, and it was really cool. Like other employees, they would make fun of him, and they would laugh at him, and they would insult him, and they would like degrade him, and they were just like super mean, right? And it was awful, right? And so he did a very poor job. I mean, like literally, like they would litter the hallways to show him how bad he was doing, and it made him feel awful. And he lost a ton of productivity at the shop he worked at. And without success, this lady, she tried over and over to motivate this person to break through what other people thought about him and to be his best and to succeed. And occasionally, he did a really good job, but it was tough. And so what she did was she praised him whenever he did an awesome job. And she brought like her coworkers in, she brought new people in, and she brought everyone else that was working at the shop in. And while she praised him, she had everybody listen to her praise him and publicly praise him in front of everybody. And every single day he got better and better. And she kept praising him over and over again in front of other people. Because when you combine praise with public image, it's like 10 times more powerful, because people feel like you're helping them and you're also helping them save face and grow face and become more reliable and more important. And they have a significantly higher impact and feeling of significance that you share with them when they go through your praise in front of others whose opinions they value. Each day at the job, he did better, 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 and now he does an excellent job all the time. And everybody else, they just naturally, instead of criticizing him, they naturally give him appreciation and applause and praise. And that praise is a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So she started basically like this pinwheel, where at the beginning she had to do a whole lot of work to get it started, right? And it was really, really tough. But now it comes full circle, and everybody else does the work for her, right? And they complete this whole action, and they bring it all together, and just completely transform this guy's life by making him happy and giving him constant praise. And so at the beginning, right? At the beginning, she has to sacrifice a lot of her time and do a whole lot of work. But in the long term, this little bit of self-sacrifice at the beginning is going to lead to so much more praise and long-term growth because of all the people that she impacts, right? The people are going to continue this growth curve, and it's so, like, in the beginning it's a lot of work, but over time it's worth so much more, and the impact is ridiculously huge. Because what? Because honest appreciation gets results where criticism and ridicule fail. Hurting people not only does damage to them, it is never ever called for. There's an old saying that is so powerful, and it's one that Dale Carnegie literally looks at every single day in his mirror. He says, or Emerson said, "Every man I meet is my superior in some way. In that, I learn of him." So, like, what he's doing, right, is he's learning, like, obviously, like, this is a really smart guy, and he's really good at a lot of things. But he finds that one thing that that everybody does that's like better than him, and he puts them up on this pedestal for this one thing, and every time he's around them he praises them for this one thing that they do and says they're the best ever, and he makes them feel super happy and gives them tons of praise. And he became like 1,000 times more because of his truth and because of originality, and because he praised others' accomplishments and their wants, and he gave them good points of why they were really cool. It wasn't flattery, it wasn't bogus. He just pushed that away and gave honest, sincere appreciation. H-S-A. It's not the best acronym. But yeah, I mean, you have to give out so much praise and just completely withhold all criticism. And people will cherish your words and treasure them. They will repeat them over a lifetime, repeat them years after you have forgotten them. It all comes down to giving honest and sincere appreciation. That's the key. And that's what will get people to like you more than any other like single thing that you could ever even dream or hope for or do on your own. Like, none of the success or the significance matters if you can't give honest, sincere appreciation, because people, like, literally, they don't care. Like, they care about themselves. And the biggest impact that you will ever have will come from your ability to connect with others and give them this honest and sincere appreciation. And it will make them love you faster than, like, literally anything else you can do. It's so powerful. The goal, right, and if you combine this with enthusiasm, and you combine it with your personality, and you combine it with who you are, it just works 10 times faster, and it goes faster and faster and faster and faster. And the impact that you have will literally do nothing except scale up and scale up and scale up and multiply. And it's just absolutely insane, the power of praise. And so please take this, right, and apply it, because it will literally change like every single aspect of what you do. The moment that you give praise to other people and focus on other people, and just like, I mean, there are so many people I know that would be like ridiculously close friends if they were just able to stop focusing on criticism, even though they think they're helping. Like, it's just destroying their relationship with so many people. And the moment that you can do that, right, like the moment you can focus on giving praise, literally, like, everything changes. And the connections you have and the viewpoints you have and the people that you work with, it will never be the same. So please take this, go out there and absolutely crush it. Really appreciate it, you guys. Thank you so much. Congratulations on going through this course. I will see you in the next module. Congratulations. Woo! Bye, guys. Thanks.